excited. It's been a lot of fun. It's my very first fashion week, so I'm enjoying myself.
I think the most important thing is to be less concerned about starting your own design house and really going to work for someone that you admire, whose work you love.
13 years ago, you had a vision. Tell us that vision.
The vision was that there were several students who were interested in not only singing the gospel music, but singing, period.
It showcases for the world how important FIT is to the industry and the great respect that clearly people have for us and the esteem in which we're held.
Hey FIT, this is Zadrian Smith here for another episode of Real Talk, and today I have one of my favorite deans on campus. She's actually the dean of my department, the dean of school and business and technology, Dean Sackin. How are you, Dean Sackin?
I'm great, thank you. I'm doing well.
Thank you for joining us today. So we just want to jump right in. I mean, let's talk about, I think when people hear about the Fashion Institute of Technology, they immediately think creative. They think of the needles, the thread, the fabric, and like the mannequins.
Right.
But let's talk about the business side of fashion. The business side of fashion right now is struggling.
Yes, it is.
How do you think that we're going to pull out of this, and how do you think the fashion industry will be able to, boost their morale and the economy?
Well, I think the biggest thing is innovation. This is a good time for innovation. It's a good time to really be entrepreneur in what you're doing and really taking that lead on. We've had times before that have been troubled, 70s, 80s, 90s. We always come out of it. What happened is people rest on their laurels, and too much sameness, even from the design end, because if you go into the stores, you'll see that it's the same merchandise. So it really comes from the design into the business. How can we work together? How can we be more innovative? How can we use technology and really be more global in what we do? Right?
What about our curriculum? How is our curriculum designed? How have you guys made sure that the curriculum is diverse and that students are prepared, to go into the different facets of the fashion industry?
Well, don't forget, every department has an advisory board.
Okay.
And we work very closely with our advisory board. And our advisory board are people from the industry, key people from the industry. We really look at them for direction. We're in right now looking at where do we want to go as a college? Where do we want to go as a school? Because the way we've done business is not the way it is out there right now. So we're really looking at where do we want to be in the next 5 to 10 years? And we're looking at curriculum because that's what drives us all. Mm-hmm. And what is the student needs now when they get out in the industry? What do they need? So we're all looking at all the faculty and all the chairs and myself looking at, where do we need to go now? And I think that's going to be the driving force. And we always try to be one step above what everybody else.
How are you able to, make yourself available for the students so that students can come to you and feel comfortable to talk to you about concerns, talk to you about a class that they may not like or an issue they might be having with a professor and not feel like, can I really talk to her, and she won't be biased towards the professor or something like that?
I think anybody that knows me knows I'm very open and I will hear both sides of any story. Mm-hmm. And all a student has to do is email me and I will make time for them. If I can't do it at that moment, because I will within the next day. Yesterday, as I said it before, the example was a student called. I saw her at 4 o'clock yesterday. I took care of the problem, and I asked her to email me some more information, and she did, and I will make sure that problem gets solved next week.
That's great.
So I try to always make myself available. As I said, might not be that time, and students sometimes, because it's 24/7. I just had a student that emailed me at 2 o'clock in the morning. Why I didn't answer, and I wrote back. I said, because I do sleep.
2 o'clock in the morning. 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I'm sleeping. But I try to always make myself available, and I think everybody that does know me knows that I'm pretty easy to get to.
Now let's talk about some of the scholarship opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
I think especially right now with the troubled times we're going through in the economy, students are really looking for those scholarship opportunities.
Correct.
And you've mentioned several of them. What are some of the scholarship opportunities that are available to students to take advantage of, as being a part of this program?
Well, there's a lot of scholarships that are not with business and technology. There's scholarships based on your grade point average and that type of stuff, and they come out of the foundation area. But the 3 that I'm working on right now, one is the World, as you know, World Retail Congress, and what that is, it's not really monetary, but it's a trip of a lifetime. Last year, the students went to Barcelona, paid for. They got to meet key executives from around the world, which was amazing. So that's an opportunity. And then there's the fashion, what we call the Fashion Scholarship Fund, which was the YMA until I guess it was this year. And what that is, it's fabulous. There are $5,000 scholarships. That's what is awarded. Right now, there would be 5. We can put 5 entries in for business and technology and 5 entries in for art and design.
Art and design, okay.
And we can get all 5. We can get 1. We can get 2. I'm on the scholarship committee for selection. But what I do is I do not look at any of the FIT because that's not fair. Because I want everybody to win. Okay. So I'm not involved when it comes to FIT. But we've always done very, very well with it. We also, after that, if our students do get the 5,000, then I can nominate 1 from our school to go for the Jeffrey Bean, which is 25,000.
Wow.
So this year we do have 1 nominee who just handed in her report, and I just handed it in to the committee, and she wins. It's fabulous, $25,000.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, are these scholarships available for? Are they upper class for?
They're for bachelor students. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they're
but
for
it's
bachelor.
for any major in the school
Any
of
major,
business and technology.
exactly.
Wow.
And then the third one is really an FMM. It's by Doniger,
Mhm.
Henry Doniger, in his name. Abby has put this scholarship together. And it's various, there is 1 for the associate's degree, and then I think it's 5 for the bachelor's degree. And it's monetary, but it's also, you get to work with Doniger, you get to go to anything that they do there. He hires a lot of them as interns and stuff like that. Then, of course, there's all the other departmental things. I know AMC has things, I know that Home Products has different ones. So once you get into the department, you will find out about the other scholarships. I believe in scholarships. I wish we could get more. I'm always trying to see what we can do, as a school to get more.
In regards to scholarships and paying for education, I know a lot. FIT has a large pool of students who fund their own educations. Yes. Do you think that it's important to get an education to be in the fashion industry? How important is education today?
Absolutely. Students come to me a lot of times and they'll say to me, well, should I go on for my bachelor's degree? I said, you must. I said, because it doesn't matter how great you are, you could be wonderful, but if it's between you and another wonderful person, you don't have a bachelor's degree and the other person does, guess who they're going to take? And you need to get your degree. It's very important. I know sometimes students are offered great jobs and they throw the carrot and go, oh, you don't need to finish your degree. Finish your degree. Very important. Definitely. Very important.
What about graduate degrees? Because a lot of people go back and forth. Should I get my graduate degree? Should I just work? Or
I think it's important to get some experience behind you.
Okay. And
then decide what you want to get a graduate degree. There's a lot of unemployed MBAs out there right now. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have a graduate degree eventually, but I think it's important to first get the work experience behind you because you don't know what you want to do. If anybody told me years ago I'd be here doing this, you just never know where life is going to take you, and get some work experience and see what you really want to do. Do you want to go for an MBA? Do you want to go for an MA? Do you want to go for an MS? What do you want to do? Do you not want to go? Maybe you want to go back and become a teacher, or maybe you want to go back and get a law degree. But until you really go out there and work, you're not going to know
what you want to do.
Absolutely.
So I think a lot of seniors, especially, I have a couple of friends that graduated last year and they don't have jobs.
It's tough.
A lot of students are discouraged and they're concerned and they're worried, and it's really got the bars have been raised so high. What advice would you give the students graduating, either this fall or next spring, going into the industry, not having a job offer there?
Take a job. Okay. What happens a lot of times with our students is they have an idea in their head and that's what they want. Right now it is very difficult, not just our industry, it's difficult in all industries. Take a job. It's probably not going to be your dream job. You might think you want to be in PR, but it might not be in PR. You might have to be selling. Okay? Take something to get that foot in the door. And then things are going to turn around. They're very slowly starting to turn around now. Be ready for opportunity. I always say, I was always ready for opportunity. I always went. I moved, when I first got out of school, I went to Ohio, because that's where I got my first job. Wasn't not where I planned to go, but that's where I got my first job. That's where I got my training. And, you've got to be ready for opportunity. I do see students being more open to that now. More students are going to other places besides New York. Be open. Maybe you have to be a secretary. Maybe you have to be a receptionist for Tommy Hilfiger. It's still a foot in the door.
FIT, so the next time that you say that you are tired or exhausted, just know that Dean Sackin is probably up studying or putting together some scholarship packet for you guys. So just remember to work hard, work extra hard, and take advantage of all the opportunities that our school has to offer you. This has been Zadrian Smith with Dean Robin Sackin from the School of Business and Technology for Real Talk.